Flylady Diane here. I wanted to give you an update on the challenge that we've been running. If you saw the first two videos, we are doing a declutter challenge for Lent. You can join in this challenge, start the challenge anytime you like. The rules were very simple. We declutter at least one thing per day, and just set yourself the goal of doing just one thing, one item per day. But you've got to be consistent and do one item for 40 days in a row. Now, I know a lot of you commented and said, oh, but I've got so much junk. What difference can it possibly make? Well, for those of you who did jump in with us on the challenge, you will have seen that by just allowing yourself, giving yourself that freedom to say, you know what, I only have to do one thing. It actually meant that you could get started. Instead of this paralyzing feeling of, I've got so much junk, where do I start? I can't do this. All we said was just one item. It could be as small as a paperclip. And as you saw in the previous video, I actually threw out a paperclip one day. It can be as big as a sofa, but you had to at least do one thing every day. And the thing that we have discovered with this challenge is that by just allowing yourself to not get perfectionist about it and just doing one item, what happened is that when you actually threw away one item, you were on a roll and you found other things, and some days you were throwing out bags of junk. And then the next day, you were back to your one item. But that's what this whole challenge is about. We're changing our mindset here, because the reason that we have the problem with all this junk is that we don't know what to do with it. We can't make the decision, so we do nothing. Whereas if we, set your timer, our beloved timer, set your timer for just 2 minutes and go and find one thing in your house. We are not asking you to declutter the whole of the basement. We're not saying take out all the children's books and go through them. We are just saying one item. And I challenge you, because we're still going with this challenge, I challenge you just to look for one thing and see if it doesn't get you started, and you maybe find 2 things that you can let go of. Or as I say, last weekend I went out into our shed. I thought, okay, I wasn't really feeling it that day, and I thought, I'll just do one old plant pot. And you know what? By the, after 15 minutes, half an hour, I had a whole car full of stuff that could go to the recycling centre, because I just felt that, why was I holding on to these things? And it was just that getting started. And yes, I'm Flylady Diane. I'm still a fly baby, just like you. I've been following Flylady for 10 years, and I have, we are always decluttering. It's not a one-time process. As I've said before, we maybe move house, we downsize, we get a bigger house, we fill it up. The kids get older. You're changing the kids' toys, changing kids' clothing. That's why this challenge is really good, because it gets us looking at what we have around us every single day and just getting into the habit of being able to let go of things, seeing things for what they really are. And if you love those things and you use them, then hold on to them. Nobody is saying to you that you've got to get rid of everything in your house. Anyway, to get back to the challenge before I get sidetracked and derailed, I've got some more photos for you. They're coming up next, and I'll walk you through and talk you through what we have got rid of. The photos that you're going to see are the things which Flylady Emma and myself, we both work at Flylady Premium. Those are our photos. We didn't want to show you the photos of everybody else in our premium group, because that's private. But it will just give you an idea of where to look, some things that you probably might have, and just inspire you to what else you can let go of. Recycle responsibly. Please get rid of things responsibly. Recycle them, give them to families in need, give them to your local charity store. give them to a friend. You know, let's just get it out of our houses and give us the peace back that we want in our lives. So I'm going to talk you through it, and I shall catch you on the other side of that, all right? So just hold on. So as usual, we have a lot of clothes. Flylady Emma was flinging things. I also found a football jacket that had been given to my son by my brother after his son had used it. My son is now too large for it, so we sent it back to the family, so we're handing things on again. But you know, you can always find something at the back of your cupboard. Maybe you haven't used it, maybe you bought it and it was on sale and you just don't like it. And when you're in the cupboard, what about some broken coat hangers? I managed to find some of those. And if you're working your laundry room, I'm sure you have some odd socks, or there may be some odd gloves. You know, there's always one thing there that I'm sure you can let go of. Now, what about the other areas of the house? Flylady Emma got rid of these old bath scales. She got a new set. And the same, she's very good. She's got these lovely, she's got a lovely shoe collection. But, you know, she buys a new pair and the old pairs go out. And these ones didn't suit her feet. So the Star Wars shoes have been handed on to somebody else. Aren't those fantastic Star Wars shoes? Who knew? I was also decluttering at our holiday home. We have a holiday cabin in Sweden, and I found a few bits and bobs there, just a couple of items. And you know, we are coming up to Easter, so I went through the Easter decorations. I actually had a change of heart about the little rabbit one. That has been kept because my daughter loves it, so we're keeping that. But the other ones we don't use, so they are off to the charity shop. And I was working on Zone 1 that week, so I found some table mats. You know, they don't fit our table, they're still in good condition, so those went to the charity shop too. And I was also going through all my dishcloths and tea towels. I can always find a few of those to get rid of. Flylady Emma and her kids, they found a whole load of boxes. Have you got any boxes left over from Christmas? Things up in the attic? And also Flylady Emma's husband got in on the declutter session. He has a lot of bits and bobs that he fixes, old tools, and this, we're not quite sure what it was, but out it went, so good for him. I did the same thing in our shed in Sweden, in our Swedish cabin. These are things that actually belong to the previous owners of our house, and you know, I held on to them, but we haven't used them, so out they went and they've been passed on. So there we go. Did you see some items there that you have lying in your house that you're not using, or you don't like them, or they're damaged or broken? Well, you know what you're going to do now. You're not going to watch another YouTube video. You're going to set your timer. You know, just set your timer for 2 minutes. Go and find something, and you know, leave a comment and tell us what you got rid of. And I'd also be interested to know if it's also kind of snowballed for you that you only had to look for one item, but suddenly you ended up with, you know, 5 sheets of paper or 3 t-shirts or, you know, a whole bag of things for the charity shop. So that's it for me, Flylady Diane. I hope you have a wonderful day. There will be one more video in this series. This is the 3rd video in the series. I'll put a link up above to the first 2. And happy flinging, and let's just love the things that we have and use the stuff that we actually do have in our houses. Okay, bye for me, Flylady Diane in very grey and wet Copenhagen today, and I'm off to look for my item for the day. Okay, see you soon.